1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Guitar Land, Mike Hedding here. Today we're going to work on one of my favorite old songs, Grandfather's Clock in the key of G. I've worked up maybe more of like an intermediate level arrangement for this song. We're going to work on adding some cross picking. We're going to work on adding some slides. We're going to work on playing out of some chord positions that allow us to again, do some cross picking across the strings, fill up the sound a little bit more. I'll break down the solos for all three parts. The song has three parts. I'll break down all the solos note for note and then show you a bunch of backup I would do for the song. So how to play through the chords, how to do some easy, bass runs and bass walks between the chords. I'll break that down as well. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeddingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. All right, here's My Grandfather's Clock in the key of G. All right, so let's start breaking down this A part to Grandfather's Clock. So let me play the first 8 measures into the beginning of measure 9, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. Time really slow. Alright, so we're just going to do a little pickup. We're going to hit the open third string on the and of beat 1. So what I would recommend is count 1 and then we're going to play 3 notes on the D string, open, 2nd fret, and 4th fret. And we're basically getting up to this 5th fret, which is the same note as our open 3rd string. So we're kind of just hitting a G note and then walking back up to a G note. That's really what we're doing, and we're just going to slide into it. That's the only thing we're doing there. So I would use your 1st and 3rd finger. And again, if you're having trouble with that little upstroke, you could just take it out and go. But that little upstroke is kind of nice. It's kind of almost like a banjo kickoff. And then we're going to do a 4-5 slide on the D string, the 4th string, and then play the open 3rd string, and then back to the 5th fret. So we're just filling that up. So we have. Don't slide too quick. Get plenty of tone out of that slide. And then we're going to slide back down to the 4th fret and then play the open 3rd string. So we're really just filling that up. The main melody is, and we're just filling it up with a slide and a little bit of picking. So that's all we're doing. Let's put those together. And what I think what will help you with this lesson is thinking of the larger chord shapes that we're playing out of. So when we're up in this 5th fret, we're basically playing out of this like G position F chord. So that's what I want you to think about. So if you know the F chord, we're sliding that up 2 frets, and you'll see it with different combinations of fingers. I'm not going to bar the top 2, but basically this is the shape we're working out of. That's one of the shapes we're going to work out. We're going to work out of our D, and we're going to work out of our C. So those are pretty much the shapes we're going to use for this lesson. So. And then we're going to play a similar lick over a D chord, open 2, hammer on the 3rd string. So go into your, I'm going to use my 1st and 3rd finger again, and do, and then 2nd string, 1st string with your D down. Again, we're just filling that up. So, and then open 3rd string, and right here you're going to quick shift to your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So you have, because we're going to use that finger to slide up in a second. So that's why I'm flipping fingers there. So let's put those together, not too hard. A little faster. Same thing with your slide. Don't slide too quick. Don't hammer on too quick. Make sure you get plenty of that first note. That'll help the hammer-on ring out. And then we're going to slide from 2 to 4, and then put your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then play the 3rd string and 2nd string at the same time. We're basically, again, sliding up to this G shape. So we went from this G shape to this D shape, and now we're basically sliding back up to this higher G again. So again, think of the larger positions we're working out of. It'll help the song make more sense. Okay, so one more time. And then right here, we're going to play a little picking lick. Take your 1st finger off for a second, put your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, play that note with a downstroke, open 2nd string, and that's going to give you time to move your hand back down to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string with your 2nd finger, and then open 3rd string. And then we're going to land on the 2nd fret of the 4th string in our C chord. So we have, let's just practice that a few times. So let's put it together with the measure before. Okay. So really important why I'm using these certain fingers is it's going to free me up to go into the chords I need to use. So that's why I'm using my 2nd finger right there, which frees me up to go into my C chord. Okay? And that's all we're doing there. We're going to land on that 2nd fret. This is measure 5. And then we just have a second to hang out. So we're just going to do a little picking. So we're going to do open 3rd string and then back to that 2nd fret. And then quick go up to the 2nd string and go down the strings. And then 3rd string. And I'm going to use all down up picking. So I'm using the rule of down strokes on the downbeats, up strokes on the upbeats. You could do, double down strokes if you want when you're crossing the strings, or double up strokes. That'll be kind of up to you. I'd probably recommend doing the alternating picking first. I've got the picking listed below the tab. So the staple looking symbols are the down strokes. The V looking symbols are the up strokes. That's what I'd recommend to start with. It's good practice, but you could probably play this any way you wanted. So again, we're going. I'll just loop measure 5. Staying in my C shape. You don't have to have your 3rd finger down all the way if you don't want to on that, but you could. But that's the shape I'm landing in. So we have. And if you're having trouble with that little cross picking lick, what you could do is basically just hit the 2nd fret a few times. Maybe something like that, just like a little bit of picking. And then we're going to go back to the open D string, 4th string. This is measure 6. And then a 2-5 slide, so sliding back up. I'm going to use my 2nd finger this time. And then we're going to do some picking. So as you slide up, so I'm crossing the strings there, strings 4, 3, 2, and then those strings again. So we have. It's almost just like a banjo style roll, but that cross picking really fills it up. Again, the other concept that we're using there is instead of just hitting, like the open string and then the open 3rd string, which is the melody, what we're doing is we're finding that note on the 4th string and then sliding into it. That's a very bluegrass way to fill up a melody, is you're finding that note on a lower string and then sliding into it. So that's what we're doing there. So we have. those together, measure 5 and 6. That's good picking practice. So, and then right here, here's measure 7. Quick slide your second finger back down to the 4th fret, and we're going to play just a little lick. 4th fret, open 4 string, and then 2, 4, and then slide back up. It's just like a little walk down and back up. And then right here, we're going to do a little picking. So slide into this, put your first finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So again, that's that D shape, and we're going to go. So you slide into it, go up to the 2nd string. Again, I'm doing that all down, up picking. So I'm doing 2 downs in a row, which is helping me play that first slide. So down, and then downstroke on the 2nd string, and then up, down, up, down, up. So let's just practice that on its own. Let's put it together. For the beginning of measure 9, we're going to hit the open 4 string. Okay, so let's put those all together. Here we go. A little faster. That's into measure 9. So pretty much a lot of melody there, right? The only thing we're really doing to spice up or change the melody is just sliding into those notes. So again, the melody in its basic form is. So that's pretty much the basic melody, right? And we're just walking up, so I'll do it one more time. Kind of like the basic melody. We're just filling it up with a little more picking, remember. And then right here, hit the 4th string, open 4 string. That gives you time to move your hand back down. We're going to do like a G run to fill this measure up. Open A string, and then a 1-2 slide with an upstroke on the 5th string. Upstroke, open D, 2 open pull off on the D string, and then open G. So we have. So. So that's all we're doing there. So we slide into that. One more time. This is a variation on the A part, so we basically play the A part again. So we're just going to fill it up a little bit more. So open 3rd string, and then 4-5 slide with picking. So I did strings 4, 3, 2, back to the 3rd string, and then down to the 4th fret, open 3rd string. So we just filled it up instead of going. Now we're going. Right here is the same. Go back to your D. So that's all the same. Now just a slightly different lick. Slide up a little faster, 2 to 4, and then hit the 3rd fret 2nd string with an upstroke, and then 5th fret on the 2nd string, 3rd fret 2nd string. So, and then that little run. And then we're going to land down on the 2nd fret again. So we just did. Instead of. So we just filled it up a little bit. You could play the other lick too if you like the other one better. But notice how we changed the length of that slide between the 2 licks. So the first one is, remember, a slower slide. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And the second one is 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So subtle difference there, but we just changed the length of the slide and we had to add a few more notes. And then right here we're going to just do an open 2 hammer-on and just change the picking slightly. Same idea. So we hit that 2nd fret and then open 2 hammer-on with picking. That's why it's so important to stay in position. If you get out of position, this song is a lot harder. If you think of them as positions, again, we slid from this G position, and now we're going into a C chord, and then our G again, and then this time similar lick, 4th fret, so slide down, open D, and then we just run up the strings a little faster. Open 2 4, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then open. So we just filled it up a little bit more. So let's play those couple of measures. We have 13 to the beginning of 16 is. Okay, not too hard. So let's play that whole A part. Here we go.